in tonight to ExpandMusic with Noel Webb. I'm Noel Webb, and we have tonight someone who works for a company that's one of the best companies in Los Angeles, a trailer house and advertising agency, and a very nice guy too. Someone I'm realizing as I've spoken to him briefly that in order to be a music supervisor, you have to have a confidence and maybe even a swagger. Is that true? This is Aaron Seifert from InSync Advertising. Hi, Aaron.
Anatova.
Yeah.
Happy Rosh Hashanah to everyone out there.
Exactly. That's right.
I learned that today when I was trying to get many of my music supervisor colleagues to call in, but they informed me that they would be busy tonight. So hopefully they'll catch it on the flip side.
Well, other people may call in as well, but, actually we talk so much, or I do, maybe that's what the problem is, that, I don't give a chance to anyone to call in. I'll give you the number anyway. You can call in at 646-378-0677. This is Aaron Seifert from InSync Advertising, and they've done so many things. Just if I quickly could, Aaron, my gosh, I'm looking at the list here. That's amazing. Bridesmaid, Marilyn, Ted. It goes on. Action is Red Tails. It's amazing how many things a company can do, and not many people know. A trailer house in Los Angeles. So thank you for talking with us about it. So you're a music supervisor, which means that you receive music, and editors pay attention to you, or what's that all about?
Yeah, at our company, I'm also an editor, so I kind of wear both hats, and we're kind of a big family at our company. Our creative director could be a music supervisor. Many of our editors could also be music supervisors. I just had the fortunate chance to kind of be in between being an assistant and an actual editor and having a background in music. My boss, Smitty, gave me the opportunity to just take on that role and really get into, making sure I was up on, all the trailer libraries, making sure those were organized and knowing what's out there as far as new indie music, new pop music, and just kind of being the go-to guy where if, an editor is looking for something or when we start on a project, I can kind of spearhead the search for music. So,
it sounds like a fun job, by the way, but except for all the crazy calls you get from people like me, wanting to book my music. But so you have the whole idea of having a folder that you like, that many folders with different dynamics in it, different styles and genres inside it, or do you search the internet, or what do you do with that?
Yeah, I think everybody has a different process. For me, I have a really hard time when just thinking of a song. So anytime I hear a song and I feel, romantic comedy, or I feel action, or I go, this could be used for something like this, I usually put it in a little folder that just kind of, that when we get in a movie that's an action movie or romantic comedy, I can go to that folder and actually recall all those songs that I, had stashed away, because I realized early on that someone would come to me and say, here's a new romantic comedy movie about this, and I just end up scrolling through Spotify for hours and hours, and so I've learned now to, as a song comes and you get that feeling, to go ahead and just write it down, stash it away, so you're not scrambling at the last minute. Because so much of what we do is last minute, under the gun, kind of pulling out ideas. So you got to give yourself every advantage to make the right call.
To be fast, Aaron, I have been in. I'm not going to tell you where, in major studios where a trailer marketing executive would walk in and people are fired. They're just fired, right there, and it's embarrassing to see, but. People, they turn over pretty quickly, I guess. Is that fair to say?
I've been lucky enough I've only worked in InSync, and my boss, Smitty, is one of the best, most loyal guys I know. But I have heard just stories, that it is. I mean, it's a cutthroat industry, and it's a high pressure, quick turnaround, long hours industry. So, I mean, it's all about being ahead of the curve and not falling behind the curve, and so yeah. So I can't really speak to those horror stories too much, but I'm sure some people out there can.
Yeah. So what I've always been getting, since I started this, is a youth, or you just mentioned it, which is getting ahead of the curve. In music, I use the word metal a lot when I'm talking to my composers. Just different sounds that someone like Aaron would like. That's just different. They've heard it all. Aaron's heard everything. So some different style of this or that. I guess that's what independent music is about today.
Yeah, I think, as a music supervisor, you're right, you're looking for something different, something new, because that's going to catch people's attention. And also just, in the way you use it, you can target market, and, if it's an action movie and you're trying to find young, audiences, you can put in a Drake song and a young hip-hop song, and you're going to get that target market. But a lot of the real challenge is making a sound that markets the movie throughout, to where anybody that listens to it gets the feeling to go, this is cool, even if the movie's not for them or the music's not specifically for them. I think if you use it in the right way, that's, I think, what we're all trying to do, is kind of span target markets, to where not just one person will see a trailer and go, I want to see that movie. You want to get everybody, mom, dad, kids, everybody.
Yeah. I mean, you said cool. Cool is it's kind of it really means something cool. But you know what's cool? I have 2 Victor Wooten signed basketballs. That's cool.
You really don't need 2 if you want to send one as a podcast gift. I'd love that.
Yeah. There you go. Exactly. Yeah, my daughter's a big basketball point guard. Now she's at college, so but she just, I guess friends of ours knew Wooten, and they're went. So it was fun to be who we are, I guess. So and you're a basketball fan.
I am. Yeah, it's one of my favorite sports. Grew up playing that. I was lucky enough that my dad is 6'7", so I got a little bit of those genes. I never quite hit that tall, but I could still fit on airplanes, so that's a good thing.
So we all know your dad. He's an asleep at the wheel player, and I didn't know he was 6'7". I didn't know that.
He is, and he wears cowboy boots and a cowboy hat, and so when he's on stage, he looks about 7 foot, but he's quite an imposing figure. But that's kind of where I got my musical background. Is he plays Western swing, which is a mix of jazz and blues and country and fiddle music, and so you get used to hearing a lot of different sounds, and so yeah, I got a music education early on.
So they have a new project, don't they?
They do. They're working on a bunch. They're working on a new Bob Wills album that's coming out, and they just finished a 40th anniversary documentary, which is a short film about 40 years of being in Asleep at the Wheel, and how they came from Paw Paw, West Virginia, to Austin, Texas, and the 9 Grammys in between, and the highs and the lows, and so they're pushing that real big right now. So yeah, so it's been good for them. Fathers, sons.
I'm sure he's very proud of you, Aaron, for what you're doing, your success. So good for you.
Well, yeah, I told him that he's got 9 Grammys, and I got nominated for a Golden Trailer this year. So I'm hoping at some time I'll be able to pass him with Golden Trailers or yards. So that's the main motivation, is to
do your dad. That's great. That's good. Yeah, my dad's a minister. I don't know what am I supposed to do with that.
I don't know. That's the whole game.
So you've got a couple of trailers that you've recently done, and they're cool. Let me play one. Can I play? This is The Fifth Estate. Can I play that one right now, Aaron?
Go ahead and play it. Yep.
Yeah. So this is the Fifth Estate trailer, Aaron Seifert, InSync Advertising, and here is the Fifth Estate trailer.
You've got about 4 Humvees. You're clear. Light them all up. All right, fire it. Keep shooting.
A video was leaked today depicting what appears to be a U.S. military helicopter firing on unarmed reporters.
12 million people have seen that video. You still want to tell me you think it's just a little website?
They have an agenda?
Truth, justice, the American way.
Man is least himself when he talks in his own person. But if you give him a mask, he will tell you the truth. 2 people and a secret. The beginning of all conspiracy. More people and more secrets. But if we could find one moral man, one whistleblower, someone willing to expose those secrets, that man could topple the most powerful and most repressive of regimes.
This bank is hiding billions of dollars in offshore accounts.
We're going to nail those bastards.
Former head of Iceland's biggest bank has been accused of fraud.
We took down $1 billion bank. This is crazy.
Courage is contagious.
The White House today blasted the leak of over 90,000 military documents.
The military logs expose hundreds of informants. There are lives at risk here. I need names of sources who could be harmed if these cables are put out.
They're coming after us. We need to publish now.
This is the biggest leak of classified information in history.
The Guardian, New York Times, all standing alongside you.
This is going to change everything.
He's not a journalist. He's a threat to national security.
This is all about survival.
Lives are at stake.
What about the lives of the civilians in these conflicts?
If we had someone like you, the Berlin Wall would have come down years before.
We're on the verge of a major international crisis.
If you want to do this, you have to do it now.
You all have 5 seconds. What's going on? 5 seconds on. That's just you and your ego and the lies you tell to get whatever you want.
This is information the world needs to know.
We need to crush these guys. Life, times is life. If you want the truth, you should seek it out for yourself. That's what they're afraid of. You.
Oh man, Aaron, I know trailers. I know trailer music application. That was so classically applied, perfectly applied in a classical kind of way. I don't mean classical music, but just placed. Everything's just right. It's great.
Yeah, I probably should preface that's the WikiLeaks movie. It's about Julian Assange and the launch of WikiLeaks. So, but yeah, and our editor Charles Faraji that cut that piece, he actually found that cue. We did a big search, and we were looking for it's a thriller. It's it's WikiLeaks, it's computer hackers and the government, and we were looking with really high tension orchestral strings and really making it frantic and crazy. And I think what he found with that cue is it just was the perfect trailer build, and the piano and the notes just really went well with the picture. And the movie itself already provided enough of the freneticness and so and he worked really well with the pusher of the library that made it to really just kind of to customize it to where it, like you said, it's the classic trailer build. It starts slow and it gets bigger and bigger until you think you can't take it anymore, and it peaks right at the title. And so yeah, it's just really, he did a really good job of just perfect trailer feel.
So it is pretty much one music cue then, including the piano, that whole thing?
Yeah, it was originally like a minute and a half cue, and we were working on a teaser for it, and our client decided that we were going to make a full-length trailer out of the piece, so he had to extend it to 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So got real creative with extending some brass sections to just kind of sustain for a little bit, and working to kind of stretch it so that it could go for 2 minutes, because it was originally just a 90-second song. But the essence was there, so they were just just kind of stretched it.
So, I guess it is true that it's a give and take, but that you really could sit on a piece to design visually lots of elements you're going to put in visually. If you really got inspired by a piece, there's your base right there. That happens sometimes?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's and for most people, I'd say that you just get that feeling. You hear a cue, and you see it with picture, and it just, it just hits you, somewhere, in the heart or wherever, that you just get that feeling that it's right, that it's powerful. So, yeah.
Yeah, very good, man. Let me move on because I want to place a couple other trailers and hear you talk because you got some great things to say about them. This is The Shining Romantic. Again, Aaron Seifert, InSync Advertising, and here's The Shining Romantic.
Meet Jack Torrance.
I'm outlining a new writing project.
He's a writer looking for inspiration.
Lots of ideas, no good ones.
Meet Danny. He's a kid looking for a dad.
There's hardly anybody to play with around here.
Dad! What's up, Doc?
Jack just can't finish his book.
I don't want to sound melodramatic, but there's no way to make it economically feasible.
Here's to 5 miserable months.
But now, sometimes what we need the most is just around the corner.
I'm your new foster father. I'd do anything.
Climbing up on Salisbury Hill,
I love it.
I could see the city lights, my heart going boom, boom, boom. Son, he said, grab your things, I've come to take you home.
Shining.
Oh, it's cut off. Okay, yeah, good. Okay.
Yeah. So that was, we talked, trying to just illustrate how marketing kind of works. That was, if you actually see it, it's a lot cooler. That was The Shining, and somebody a few years ago made it into a romantic comedy trailer. And if you've ever seen The Shining, it's pretty scary. So it was just a great illustration of really how the music and manipulating the images can really change the whole feel of the movie. And I talked to you a little bit about joking around when I was working on The Odd Life of Timothy Green. In our company, I just made it when I had some free time, just put some horror music over it. And it's a kid that's born out of the garden. It's a feel-good family story, but it lends itself to, if you put a horror cue down and use dark, ominous tones, that you can really change, the total feel of a movie. And so it's just a good illustration, I think, of how powerful, the music in a trailer can be to really create that feeling.
Oh, that started, what was the first Buron I think I've heard, O Fortuna way back there, and Last of the Mohegans, The Matrix Revolution. Those, that for me, when I heard music applied to those things, probably the same era for you, I don't know, I knew immediately what you're just saying now. So.
Yeah, I just, it's. I think that's also what's fun about our business is that we get to work on a ton of different stuff and really, create and take a project that's there and a movie that's there and really make it our own and figure out what's the best way to get the message of this movie across and what song fits best or what cue fits best. And I think if you talk to most music supervisors or editors, that's what makes our business so great, is it's just constantly creating and new challenges, and it's always a fresh start with every project. So,
Aaron, I know that you probably know as many music supervisors as I do as friends and associates, and it strikes me as how serious, I don't mean serious personality, but how serious all you are about your work. that you love what you do, and that in fact it's very important that you apply your soul to this stuff, and that when you talk about something hitting you, striking you, a piece of music, or that applies to a visual, it's very exciting. So that's obvious to me.
Yeah, I think with any business where it's all about passion, and for this business, it's if we're not getting excited or passionate about creating something and creating a feeling, then it's not going to come across in the marketing. So yeah, I think for anybody to be successful, you've got to be able to feel that emotion and really have a pride to make it exactly what you want, or to make it perfect.
Yeah. Do you ever get to kick it back and not listen to music? Well, let me ask you the other way. Do you listen to music and always, even in your home, and think about films with it, or how does that work?
Yeah, you try not to. I've kind of learned. How. I think the more, and I'm still very new in the business, but the more you're kind of working in it, you just learn to switch your brain off and switch it back on. So I'll be listening to a song sometimes and just not even realizing I'll switch on and go, oh, this would be really great for that. So
I know.
It's easy to listen. I still listen to music for fun and all the time, but I think now it's that there's that part of my brain that switches on when I hear something that I know would be good. So it's always just kind of back there.
So the different kinds of trailer venues, different kind of venues that use trailers. There's the big theater trailer, 2 minutes long. There used to be the trailer in front of DVDs before you would watch the film that you rented. Well, I guess they still make those now, I guess, don't they? And what are all the trailers that you make or NSYNC makes?
Yeah, I mean, the main things are the trailers, which are usually 2.5 minutes, or teasers, minute 30, that play in the movie theater with your Dolby surround sound and the big screens, and then the rest are for TV, anywhere from 30, 15 seconds, 60 seconds, whatever the media buy is. And it's a different strategy to go towards each. There's songs that will work in a trailer, and then when we get to the TV campaign of that same movie, we've got to totally switch it up, because you've got 30 seconds, and people don't want to watch what you're making if you have a commercial on TV. So you really got to get something to grab their attention. So whether it's heavy drums or more energy, or you just have to have something in the song that really grabs the attention of the viewer. Whereas in a trailer, for the most part, they're in the movie theater. They're there to watch previews, and it's more of an event. So you don't have to be as in their face. You can really let certain music just play naturally. So
I hear. Yeah. So do you grab stems much, or do you care much about having stems?
Yeah, stems is one of those things that you don't think about them until you really need them. It's I usually you'll use it when you get to a cue and you say, I absolutely love the feel of the drums and the strings, but the choir is just too over the top, and it's taking me out of the spot, or you just really love this drum beat. I'd love to just have this lay under. So yeah, stems are always great to have, because it's just another way for us to have control over what we create. And so yeah, that's been a big thing now is a lot of libraries, making a cue and having the stems readily available, so that if you go, hey, we really love the string section of this, or I love this cue, but just take out the choir and the strings, or whatever it is. It's just another way to have a control over, making the final product.
So you're really getting from libraries external drives handed to you a lot, or like you don't really go to the internet much, I guess. Flash drives, or how are you getting everything?
Yeah, well, now you can put 30 gigs on a flash drive. So over the internet, it used to be, even when I started, if you wanted to download 2 gigs of information, it would take me, all day, or it would jam the network, and then everyone would get mad at me. But now it's possible to download over the internet or just get a small thumb drive. So, it's as far as pop music and everything goes, there's something still nice about having a CD and putting it in your car and driving around and listening.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the efficiency of being able to get music now, it's really simple, and I think it's great because you can never, you could have too much, but I think that's a good sign in the business, is if you're getting too much good quality music. So I hope that just continues, and the technology makes it easier for anybody with a great music library to just be able to get it to music supervisors.
Nice to hear. So, we've only got 3 minutes left, and I want to play a way back, another trailer, Aaron Seifert, InSync Advertising. This is way back, their trailer. Here it is.
Duncan, on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think you are? A 6. I think you're a 3. Since I've been dating your mom, I don't see you putting yourself out there, bud. You can try to get that score up at my beach house this summer.
Hoo-dee-hoo! It's Seth in all his awkward glory.
This is my son, Duncan.
I was going to name my youngest Duncan, but we went with Peter. Finally, fixed his lazy eye, now it's even worse. Boop, boop.
Mom!
Just stare at the bridge of his nose, that's what I do.
You're the worst parent.
There's a message in the skies and in the streets.
Heads up, buddy. You need to wear that.
Mom, why do I have to wear this? Nobody else does.
Sexier, huh?
Something like that.
Like spring break for adults.
This is Joan and Kip.
I'm the one who's not grinding on you right now.
Enjoy therapy.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave. You're having way too much fun. It's making everyone uncomfortable. Wow. I'm just kidding. That wasn't even my best stuff. Come on. Hold there for a sec. This guy's an artist. Watch and learn. And you are holding? Still holding? Just about ready to hold.
You think it's over now?
So I need you to reorder more mats.
Did it?
Finish the work schedule for next week.
Did it?
So I'm going to check all that stuff, right?
Oh, in that case, I didn't do any of that.
How do you make more money than I do?
That's the one you wait for, my man. I need somebody to do some odd jobs, clean up some vomit.
Definitely.
Does your mom know you work here?
Who's that big guy?
Just a girl.
What are you doing over here talking to us?
Well, maybe, Roddy, if you guys hadn't called me over here.
Oh. Please let your lady friend know that this conversation was entirely about her.
Where have you been?
Nowhere. It's a long time to be nowhere. Well, that's where I was.
Duncan, if we are going to make this work, then there has to be trust.
Noel's boyfriend called me a 3. Who says that to somebody?
That's about him. That's got nothing to do with you.
How do you know?
Because I know. You gotta go your own way. And you, my friend, are going your own way.
This is the only place I'm happy.
My doctor said not to get water on my face.
Come on!
You got a hell of a kid here.
Hold, please. Hold. Hold there.
Aaron, that is a fantastic trailer. Don't you think?
That one was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Wow.
And that was, it's a great movie. It's the best-selling indie film this year so far, I believe. But I think Blue Jasmine might pass it. But yeah, and that was an instance where, the first cue is a song by Guster that I had laying around for a year and a half, and when Charles the editor came to me and said, I just need something with a good beat, something up tempo, I was able to hand him that song, and then the next song is a Fits in the Tantrum song that just got sent to us by one of the big, I don't remember if it's Universal or who, but somebody had sent that over in a package of songs, and that fit. And then the last song is actually from the soundtrack. And so that's just an avenue of all the different ways that we kind of get music. And it's just kind of best to surround yourself with it, and then hopefully it all comes together just like that.
Man, it was tight and productive and exciting and thank you. Listen, Aaron, it's really it's very, very cool to have you to talk to. So thank you for coming on my show.
Hey, thanks again for having me, and I had a blast, and I hope someone out there learned something, or at least had a good time.
Exactly. Well, thank you, Aaron. Aaron Seifert from InSync Advertising. This is Expand Music with Noel Webb, and we'll see you next Wednesday night. Bye-bye.